What up, Roscoe?
I am your host, Luca Me.
And I'm Luke's co-host, Saint.
Ooh, sickening. Yes, welcome everyone to the Dragula viewing party. As just like last week, we're going to get into the episode. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to have some performances. It's going to be a whole kiki. It's going to be great. And thank you all so much for being here. You're welcome to move closer if you like. But please get nice and cozy. I promise we don't bite. Unless you want us to.
And don't have too many of the Dragula kisses, because then y'all be on Reddit the next day.
You know, I tried it last week, and I was like, okay, you know, she's real cute. She's real sugary. She's real cute. So I'm here for the drink, but definitely she'll get you. She'll get you. But I'm here for it.
Only like two more of those.
Right.
Before you on the New York Times with an arrest warrant. So think about that.
I'm excited. So we already got the premiere out of the way. We're diving into episode 2. Yes. It's going to be real exciting. I'm excited to get into the meat of the show now.
I know. The first episode was like, it felt like I was watching something in the middle of the season because just how much was like packed into it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like I felt like this was like a middle of the season. Like it felt like the stakes were higher, but literally everybody was still there. So.
And now we've got one competitor out, and we're in week 2. Should we get right into it?
Let's do it. Y'all ready?
Period.
Hit it, Holiday.
Okay. Abora's back. How do we feel about that? I'm
a fan of it. I like Abora's
yay.
Like,
right. Okay, so we heard some yay.
Like,
that was a nay. Okay. Oh, okay. Mid yay. Okay.
No, I get it. It was one of those, like, you know, I get it because the first episode, I think everybody had like a large expectation for Abora, and like, I guess she under-delivered, but I'm like Hoso. I'm like a fan. Like, like I'm here to see whatever Abora's gonna like pull out of her trunk. Like, so.
Yeah, I will say that. Like, I feel like if I was competing, I'd be like, damn, like another person's back. But also, I feel for everyone who prepared packages. And to be out first is, I feel like, always a blow of like, damn, like I made so much stuff.
Yeah.
And didn't get to show it. So like in that sense, I'm like, good for her that she's back so she can showcase what she prepared. Yeah. But also that is gaggy of like, we all just voted and like aired out whether we like you or not, and then you're back. Like that's gaggy.
It kind of sucks because it's like a television show that's like based on like your performance and how you do as like a drag artist.
Right.
But as a viewer, you're always here for the looks. Like, has anybody been watching Drag Race UK, the new one? Like Sminty and Starlet leaving, I'm like, fuck! Like I want to see what they were gonna wear. Like.
Yeah, honestly, that's always the biggest thing is like I'm always like constantly on people's Instagrams being like, what were they gonna post? Yeah. Like I need to know what they were gonna do.
Look at it through the Instagrams.
So yeah, I'm here for her being back just so we can see a little bit more.
Yeah,
but I still believe she was the worst in the last challenge last week. If that's sense. I'm intrigued to see how this goes now with her second chance. All right, let's hop back into it.
What do we say? Hit it! Oh, wait a minute. That was a little weak. Come on, y'all. This is a new holiday. We got to treat the new holiday right.
Yes, hello, holiday number 2. Thank you for being here.
The holiday is like a hive mind. So, like...
Is it a state of mind?
Yeah, it's a state of mind.
It's a place of being. I constantly want to be on holiday. I'm always like, I need a vacation. All the time. All right, so let's try that again. 1, 2, 3... Hit it, holiday.
We'll try again later, but.
I would be like, I quit. I'm so bad with spicy stuff. Every time someone makes me a spicy plate, I literally cry through it. I literally would be like, I'm out. I look at the plate and be like, I'm out.
Also, losing your wig or headpiece.
I'm ready. Like, let's go. See, okay, that really took me out. Okay, we'll put it back on in the episode. Right, I know, I'm ready for the floor show. But no, honestly, that is gonna get, because you know some people brought some really intense headpieces and hair pieces. Like that could be a really cool thing to deal out to someone.
Season, if I would have had to lose any of my wigs, it's been like over for me.
Yeah.
Like, I would have went home.
Like headpieces make so much of the look. I mean, we've got right.
I couldn't be a Teletubby without it.
You know, I think I'm still serving without the headpiece. We'll see. All right, I want to see who goes first. I want to see who makes it to the end. I'm gagged. Ooh. I want to know how spicy it gets.
You know how sticky it gets. Hit it, Holiday.
Oh.
Okay, I got two things. First one, would y'all pick the strategic move of like picking somebody like bad, like I mean good, because it's always one of those things that you don't want to do that because everybody's gonna be like, oh, that bitch is the villain, and there's no love for the villains on drag television. Or would you actually choose like somebody like Victoria? Like, you would choose Victoria?
Yeah, we're hearing votes. I'm hearing a lot of votes for Victoria. I also feel that way. Like, I really would think. I would sit and think like, who do I know has like the most intricate headpiece? Probably bought and I would take them out.
But then you
which would have to be
immediately put a
Victoria.
target on their back because if that person, if it doesn't send that person home, they're probably going to be the person in power at some point, and you don't want to have like the best person like on your ass, like.
Yeah, but cumulatively, when like if you have Victoria in the bottom like one time, and further down the road when she's in the bottom again, she already has one strike against her.
We have that, so there's a chance that's going to help blow her later down. I feel like it's hard to think about later down the line, but I feel like if I have any opportunity to knock out a strong competitor, I would do it. I'd be like, you know what? I would feel like I would clarify. I would have been like, listen, I know you're fierce, but also I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
You know, like, sorry, we're all trying to win. $100,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a lot of things I would do. I'd be like, sorry, I'm going to take out the strongest competitor. But I feel for Erica being like, I gotta get some catharsis.
Also, shout out to Erica. I don't know if y'all seen Twitter, but she was mad last week. So I talked about her dick.
Right.
And like, you know, obviously,
but y'all good now.
Obviously, you shouldn't do that, especially with this year and like, you know, people trying to control other people's bodies. So
Very that.
You know, it's just, but we do need to normalize apologizing to people and being the bigger person. So I slid into her DMs, not to see her dick, but to apologize. But
we love that.
Shout out to Erica.
Right. Shout out to Erica. Also, shout out to Erica for making it through all that hot stuff. Oh my God. I literally would have.
I see why she came at me so hard. I was like, okay.
Right. She's like, I endured hot shit.
I'm like, okay, bitch. I get it.
No, kudos to that because I would have been. Leoska, I would have been out. I would have been like, "This is big cute. I'm gonna go." I'm also gagged at Hoso for being like, "I got this," and then literally was like the third one out.
That's
I live for that.
You just can never be too sure of yourself on television because the producers is waiting for you to fuck up so they can like edit that in. Like every week, Drag Race, they're like, I feel good this week. I'm just doing the UK. I feel good this week.
Is that the British accent?
I'm going to do well. I can't wait to see myself. My look's going to be stunning. My show's going to be stunning. And everyone's like, sashay away, my dear. And everyone's like,
gag.
We didn't see this coming.
Right. So. You know, so I commend Hoso as well, but also, damn, I was like, I was rooting for her to make it to the end. I was waiting for it to be like Erica and Hoso at the end. I was like, okay, y'all both were like, we got the spicy shit. But you know what? I think Erica was a well-deserved win with that, but definitely such a waste of that curse.
I don't know. I would have done it to the person I don't like. So if I didn't like Abora, I would have done it to her or whoever I didn't like the most. Because then you already know, like I said, I would be scared to have Victoria as an enemy during the competition, personally.
That is true.
Like, what if they do like a team challenge and you're like stuck with? Because that's the other thing the producers like to do is put you on the team with the person who you done fucked up. Was that somebody's hand? Oh
no.
I can't see with this eye, but
sickening. I know. I'm so scared of context. I'm like, I already visually impair myself all the time in drag. I don't need anything else to make it hard for me to see. I love that. Well, I'm excited to see the next part of this show, though.
Let's do it.
Let's hop back into it.
Hit it, Holiday.
Okay. There were some really cool things in that workroom. I'm excited for what they're about to pull out.
I am, too, seeing as, like, this is, like, a challenge that's happened on Dragula a few times, like a witch challenge. It's, like, I want to see, like, people interpret it.
Yeah, I relate to Coco being like, I'm going to do some things, and it's going to be a thing, and it's going to be sickening. And I was like, you know what? That's also how I create.
Yeah, also, I be hearing y'all hears and jeers. I can't comment on it because then I get all red on the internet. So, like, whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
Who are you most excited to see in this? Who do you think is going to kill this challenge?
Ooh, who am I most excited to see? Victoria, I'm excited to see Abora because, like, honestly, making Abora bald just sounds like an advantage. Like, so Victoria Abora.
Yeah, I'm also intrigued to see Hoso because
Hoso,
because
yes,
that was such
absolutely.
a.
Sorry.
I love that.
That was not shade. I was just like.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I was just picking my top twos, but Hoso always murders it.
Yeah, I live for naming all the rats on the shoes. Like that attention to detail is cute. I'm here for it. If you can't have your friends on your shoes with you, you're not doing it right.
Where the hell you can have?
Right.
Where the hell you to go?
Right. If your friends can't be on your shoes, they're not. You're really your friends.
They're not.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm intrigued. I'm a little fearful for Yoska's hair, but also I kind of live because it's witch. Also, like messy hair also works, so like it could go either way.
And then sometimes having like those type of challenges, it just completely goes over some people's heads. Like sometimes you need to like be more on the money than you would think for something like, especially like witch. You don't want to go too far to like some idea that people won't understand. Like.
Because, I mean, that was a board problem last week was that it was like, this is a fun idea, just not for this challenge.
Yeah. Like, sometimes you got to do stuff like that on your own when you're on television. I think it's always important to remember that, like, hundreds of thousands of people are going to be watching. So if hundreds of thousands of people don't know what you are, like, it's not going to help your case.
Yeah, very. That is it. I always feel like it's a weird blend of figuring out, like, what's pushing the limit, but also making sure people aren't completely confused. So I'm intrigued because, like, the ideas are there. Let's see how it executes itself. I'm excited. Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let me get another Dragula kiss. Hit it, Holiday!
What was in the water that day?
Child, they was drinking the same Dragula kisses we drinking.
Right. I know. I was like, I relate to that. Like, working nonstop on something and just the mania kicks in and you're like, all right, here we go. Yeah, I live for the cackle off. That was fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I'm also, I didn't know, I am living for all of Coco's, like, so Coco says so much.
Her
like,
Cocoisms?
Yeah, without saying anything at all. And I kind of live for every time she looks at the camera, just like, I'm like, it's the eyebrow for me. She's giving, I live. I need someone to get on making all the Coco gifts. Like, someone needs that, because I need that.
There probably already is. You got to check YouTube.
Right. That's true. I was like, whoever's good at I'm not good at that, but whoever's good at that, please. Because I'm living. I'm intrigued to see how this is going to go. Because it seems like some people really expanded on the ideas they said, and some people, it seems like what they described as ideas may not be what's going to happen.
I honestly kind of like hate challenges like this because like sometimes they like you don't know how on the nose to go, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like I think this one, like for when I had to do a which one, this was like one of the hardest ones I've ever had to do because it's just like you don't know like if it's gonna be too far or too close or whatever the case may be. Like will people understand it? Will people not understand it? So
that's the thing is I feel like there's so many witches in history, like so many different types of witches, and making sure that people understand the witch you're trying to do and that actually comes through. Yeah. I'm intrigued as well because I feel like it's so vague, but also
and witches look the most like humanoid, like out of like a lot of creatures. So it's like how far, like
how far do you also transform your body for that? Okay,
you ready?
Also, y'all eating some really good food.
Right, this is
Roscoe's. I've been smelling it. Y'all are killing it. Please get you some good food at Roscoe's. Speaking of Roscoe's, also I forgot to mention it earlier, but we are as well gonna have this on YouTube. So hello to all our YouTube subscribers. Thank you so much for turning in.
What up, though?
Yes, we're gonna leave her down. But yeah, I'm really pumped, and shout out to Roscoe's for having some really good smelling food because y'all are eating good.
Shit, should I fuck up a plate? Like,
I'm ready for my quesadilla. Anyway, let's get back into the episode.
Let's do it.
Hit it.
Oh, holiday. That first one was so weak, y'all just had to discourage me. No.
Right, we'll finish that up, but oh my god, that was... Oh, okay, okay, singing. JK, pretend we never had that. Keep singing along. I live it. I live for it. Y'all are loving it. I'm loving it.
Well,
McDonald's is loving it.
Wait, we paused? Okay, since we paused... This is some goofy ass shit. But like the best goofy ass shit.
No, it's really like, I remember... watching this video on loop in 6th grade in the computer lab and in middle school. Like, the song is a bob, okay? And I live when they picked that.
This reminds me of season 1 of Dragula when they did Alaska Thunderfuck's This Is My Hair.
Oh my God, yeah. And you're like
this
okay.
is giving me very like that vibe, which is like a good time to be alive. It was before the pandemic, so like.
You know, I'm here for a goofy song every now and then. It just reminds them that, like, this is still fun. I'm gagging, though. These looks are everything. I love, there were so many really cool silhouettes. Like, Coco's
absolutely.
Abora's skirt, that was gaggy.
I'm not allowed to talk about Coco. She'll go off on the internet about me.
Oh, no.
So, moving on.
I live for the hat. I live for the shoes, the boots. It was giving. The Abora skirt was giving. I think she turned out the bald head. I think she turned out the bald head.
I thought for the most part, everybody looked fantastic. Like, this was a good, like, a solid one.
Yeah. This is going to be hard to figure out who's the bottom because they all brought some really cool looks.
Yeah.
Do we know if we were to? Okay, sickening. All right, we're gonna finish watching the rest of this floor show. We got to figure it out.
God damn it, Holiday, pause it.
Okay, now we've seen the full floor show. How are we feeling? You said well. Okay.
Okay.
I'm here for that. Yeah,
I'm just trying to say it's positive as possible. Because God damn it, that fucking ruined my weekend last week.
I will say I think a lot of them turned it out. I want to know what's going on with Kendra because she even said I cobbled shoes in season 2.
I like Kendra's performance because this
performance 8.
This one is a hard one to judge, and I think it's a hard one to judge for multiple reasons. Because not only do you have to judge their main look, you have to judge their shoes,
right? And
you also have to judge the performance,
right?
So it's like which matters the most. I personally think Kendra's look was like I thought it was good. It could have been better, but I still thought it was like a really solid look. Mm-hmm. And I thought Kendra's performance, like she ate it, like period.
Yeah. And it was such an interesting perspective on a witch. So
I thought so too.
And I love the print. Like I love prints, so I love seeing really fun. Like African prints, I think are so beautiful. But yeah, I was like, girl, not the shoes, because I was like, you got so many fun components in this, and the shoes were letting me down.
And I felt like Victoria had to be in a battle with herself because we all seen Victoria's Resurrection Witch, which was like so like top tier.
Yeah, that was gaggy.
So I feel like unfortunately for Victoria, she was like competing with herself at this moment. And
and also honestly, like we all said we wanted Victoria to get the curse of baldness, but I don't know if that would have.
I think it would have enhanced it, actually.
I was like, I don't know if that would have been a hindrance to her either.
Because I feel like if anybody know how to put on a ball cap, it's Victoria. So.
I want to know, who do you think would have actually been hindered if they got curse of baldness?
Roscoe.
Yeah,
you think so?
I mean, that hat was pretty cool.
Yeah. But which part would they have took away? Would they just took away the hat or the cat or the whole thing?
She would have been ball.
Yeah. She would have. Yeah. I think she might have felt incomplete. I think she probably would have done some kind of texture on her head, but definitely that added element of the hat.
Well, like
so
Erica
cool.
said, she did it to send a message, not to actually hinder. Because obviously, come on, it's Abora. She was gonna figure it out. But
right.
It wasn't like you gave it to somebody like Coco or somebody who or Melissa who uses hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I feel like Coco's hair, like the braids, was really cool to see.
It was
with that
helped
look.
Accentuate the look and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I love that she did a more mask look. Like she had the mustache and the facial hair. I was like, I lived for that. That was a really fun, more androgynous take for Coco.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Erica's shoot. Oh, she had the candy look. Yeah. Okay, I wasn't. I think I liked it more than y'all liked in the crowd.
Why do you hate me?
I'll speak. No, I liked it. I liked it more, but I think compared to some of the other shoes that we saw on the runway, it wasn't the strongest one. But I'm here for the candy witch idea of you're literally exploding with candy from head to toe. But definitely, I was like, it was not the strongest shoe out there, but it was a fun idea. Yes. Slay.
I did really well my season. I looked stunning every single episode.
There you go.
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So, like, you know,
Would you bring back your witch look if you had to redo it, or do you do different witch look?
I do a different one.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're on television, don't waste an opportunity doing something that you've already done. Like, always take it, just because, like, unless, like, for whatever reason, the idea still resonates, and you're just like, I want to amplify it. But, like, for me personally, I would never, like, choose the same idea over.
That's fair.
So.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel like every opportunity on this show is a great chance to showcase something new.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah. But no, definitely. I think there were a lot of strong things. I lived for Victoria, and I feel like Ava's like performance of the song as well. Like this song, I think it brings a lot of nostalgia for all of us, but it's also not the easiest song to perform.
I would agree, but also you're in a witch look, so I feel like the more crazier the witch look you were in, like the more like
the more fun you could have with this song.
So.
For sure. I'm intrigued to see what the Blaze got to say.
Probably the same shit we got to.
Let's find out.
But then, like, they don't get read on Twitter for it. Hit it, Holiday!
Ooh.
All right, we're going to make this short and sweet.
Yeah. How do you feel?
I feel like Yosuke being the bottom is correct. Like, I
think the bottom two is correct.
Based on what I've seen here, I don't know if I would have chose Kendra, because, like, I did feel like Kendra did, like, you know, like, I don't know. She was just, like, kind of a difficult song to perform and, like, keep people. And it looked like she was giving the whole time. So I don't know if I fully agree with Kendra. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it really came down to the fact that literally just that her shoes weren't decorated. But it was like, you know, it's hard. And I feel like I mean, it's hard. Obviously, everyone that's in this cycle, we know they're strong competitors. Yeah. It's hard when you know they're capable of. And you're like, same thing, Yosuke, or like, we know she's capable of really cool looks. And this just wasn't the one this week, and I was like, I'm nervous about this hot two because I don't want either of them to go home. But I feel like it really comes down to like, okay, but what's going to be the deal breaker? Like, is it going to be the shoes? Yeah. Is it going to be the performance? Like, what's stronger? Yeah. Or what weighs more?
But it seemed like they just weren't. It seemed like the Boulets. You hear that, Yosuke? Because I know she be watching this and got some shit to say to me on the internet. Oh. The Boulets said that your performance was lacking. And so was the look, and they couldn't see your shoes. So, it was giving that.
Yeah,
and we're not editing that out. I wanted to see that.
Oh, okay.
I ain't pressed about Yosuke.
I stand. I definitely am sad to see that this wasn't her stronger week because I know that she's capable of more. But yeah, I think based on the critiques, it was like this just, again, wasn't hitting the mark on the challenge in the way they needed to.
I really did feel like Kendra had gave, like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think she really tapped into the character that she brought, which was, like, the voodoo witch. It was like she was giving that. It was just like, put some glitter on the shoes, like, put the African print on the shoes, anything, just to, like, you know.
I feel like it also might have been one of those moments where you just don't know, like, because sometimes they're like, you know, they'll be like, we're judging based on this, and then, like, kind of, like, don't really bring it up very much. Like, I remember when we did Hairy Monsters last year, it was just, like, we were supposed to be judged on, like, the hair we had as well, and, like, there were some people that, like, glazed over and was just, like, the floor show was amazing, but they didn't, like, comment on the fact that, like, maybe their hair. So it's probably one of those things where you kind of take a gamble and like one, and then like
and the hope that that's the right thing. Yeah, and I feel like maybe Roscoe was taking that gamble of like hopefully they'll really appreciate the look and overlook the performance. Yeah, but we'll see. Yeah, because definitely was like, damn, this is the top like bottom two. You know, like. I don't want to see either of them go home, but
I know I really like Kendra's energy, where she's like, "Well, bye, Yosuke." I would have had that energy too, but Yosuke actually sent me home on a season, so like,
right? You're like, "Damn, she got me, girl. She got me." Yeah, I do appreciate someone who's confident. They're like, "No, I know I'm staying."
She's like calorie Kardashian for me, like and, Vanessa Vanjie,
she's like, "I know I'm in." Yeah. No, I'm here for that. And that's also, honestly, something I like to see when people in the bottom two is seeing that fight of like, no, I'm not going to go home. Like, I refuse. Yeah. I also am gagged that they're not doing the elimination the same way they did last week. Yeah. Because last week they had a vote. Yeah. And this time.
And maybe they're looking at it as a whole. Like, she did, like, chicken out the first person for, like, the challenge with the fright feet where they had to eat all the hot stuff. So maybe they're looking at it as like, okay, you didn't do the fright feet. You were the first one out.
That's true. Yosuke was the first one out on the fright feet, so that also does not fare well.
And I'm sorry if like one of the Boulets said you're giving like Tuesday tip spot, I'd be like so devastated.
And I was like, now y'all coming for the tit spots. Listen, we love our tit spots in Chicago. Y'all turn it out. But
yeah, absolutely.
But like, that I feel that in terms of like the sleepier energy is not what they were asking for that number. Which I think is especially hard with that song because of the way the song works. Like you have to bring it because that song is not going to.
And it's
lend
one of those
itself.
songs that you can't drop off, and because it's like a bit of a longer song.
It is, yeah, so and it goes on. Like, there's a lot of instrumental. There's a lot of like things you got to fill in. Like that's a lot.
And then on top of that, you're on a cast full of performers, so like
Yeah, and Kendra came in being like, I know I'm a strong performer. Like she came in knowing that about herself. So we'll see. All right. Here's a moment of truth, y'all. Y'all ready? Ready, I love it.
Get them together, okay?
Right.
Get them together. But when we do it this last time, y'all, child, okay. Holiday.
We gotta fade it out, you know.
Holiday. I'm gonna be real mad if I talk about this Yoska shit and she comes back next week.
No, I gotta be gagged. I've gotta be gagged if every week they come back and they're like, y'all thought. But no, I mean, I think based on the critiques, who went home made sense.
Based on based what was on this episode, I think it made sense. It does,
but that culture room was gaggy. They were letting it all out. They were not holding back.
Ooh, I feel like we in the middle of the season at this point. Like the tensions is high. Everybody's on 10. How y'all doing? Y'all here? Y'all okay?
Yes. How'd y'all feel about Roscoe going home? Okay, all right.
I heard some woos.
Yeah, no, I feel bad. I feel like this was not her week, you know. Yeah. But very that of like, oh, I'm very intrigued to see if we'll see Roscoe back. Seeing that Abora came back, like at this point, I have no clue what the rules are. Like, who knows what the Boulets got up their sleeve? We may see Roscoe again. Maybe no one goes home. I don't know. I literally know nothing, so I'm gagged.
Oh, we gonna find out.
Right, I know. It's like you can't say anything, but. We can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what episode you're on.
I'll get in trouble by Roscoe on the internet saying I leaked the episode, even though it came out a whole 24 hours before we came here to watch it at Roscoe's.
Oh my goodness! But I was gagged. Sad to see her go, but
I'm not.
But you know, well, it'd be like that. And that is okay. You know, Roscoe's got stands and Roscoe's got not stands, and that is.
I'm just kidding. I'm not actually this bitter.
No, but no, that was gaggy though. Kendra was ready though. She had her arms under her tuck and fold position though. She was ready just in case. I was like, I want to know what's underneath that drop. Like, how many mats? I wish there was a slide. I hope there's like a slide down there that they actually go down and like that's what I want. I want it to be like a fun ride where they slide down. I think that'd be really cute. But I feel like that's terrifying though. Even if now that you know it's coming. Like, that's maybe even scarier knowing that you can have the floor come out.
When you're like exterminated, like you like usually don't know immediately. It's like a few like hours of agony, but that one's like,
yeah.
Hey, bitch, so now you know.
Do you miss the extermination challenges?
I don't know. I don't think so because like I feel like they're like packing the episodes up with like so much content. Like I am full right now from like these first 2 episodes. Like I feel very like satiated. Like I feel like I've seen a lot, and I feel like that's like the opposite of how the show has been. It usually feels like sometimes we're like missing pieces. Sometimes, if that makes sense. Like not saying like we were missing like big plot points. But it feels like not having exterminations and stuff gives the episode a little bit more time to breathe. It gives us time to like expound on things. Like the flashbacks are a little bit longer, so you're just not getting like me walking 5 seconds on the runway and they're saying she's just not doing enough. So like I just feel like we're getting like a lot more. So
yeah, I will say that I do feel bad that they don't get like one last chance to like. Fight, but also you also had the whole episode.
And I feel like it's like really good for the floor shows. Like I feel like we're getting to see a lot of like the details and stuff, which is really like lovely. Because I feel like every last single person who makes it on Dragula, I feel like they put like so much like detail into their looks. And like sometimes I feel like if you're not like going back on each episode and like rewatching the floor show like 50 times, you kind of miss some of it.
No, truly. I feel like every time I watch, I'm always like pausing, like, wait, what was the shoe? Like, what was the shoe? What was the shot? You know, like,
and I just felt like this, like them, like I would see if they took away the extermination and then like, you know, give us something more, but like
no, I did like that we got to see the silhouettes, we got to see the whole performance, and then we also got to see the close-up
and also
on the
like
details.
the fight feats are like really crazy because like honestly like how many exterminations has everyone seen and you're just like it shouldn't have been her, like, you know what I mean? So like just seeing everyone do it and then like at the end them just being like okay bitch bye, like because at the end of the day it's gonna be okay bitch bye anyways.
Very that, and very much they had the whole episode. They had the fight feet. They had the floor show to prove themselves.
I don't think it's a negative that is gone. I really feel like the time is being used wisely. So.
Sickening.
Yeah.
Slay. Do y'all have any questions? We can come on out to y'all in the crowd.
Now don't get too messy, but get messy. Come on.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna come down to you. Here, you ready? Oh my God, my knees. Okay. I am perfectly able as a 27-year-old. All right, here we go. Hey, friend, what's your question?
I guess this is more for Saint, but also I would love to hear your input as well, Luke. I know that last week you talked about your beginning in drag was kind of like as more of a bedroom queen, and then you got on Dragula. And I'm just kind of curious, what was your thought process in choosing kind of your trajectory for drag, I guess? Like, you know, like where you kind of like saw yourself going?
It was kind of one of those things where like I can't speak for like every drag scene, but I know being in Atlanta, it was kind of one of those drag scenes where it's like, you know, you go through the machine, you do your Tuesday tip spots or your Wednesday tip spots, and you like eventually try your hardest to get uncast, and then you do some pageant and shit, and then you finally like, you know, everyone in the city respects you because you like went through their like process. And for me, it was just like it's like I know I'm better than like y'all, like like it was kind of like
confidence is key.
Yeah, it was like one of those things like I'm not about to sit here and like do this stuff to prove anything to y'all. Like y'all should want to have talented like entertainment and talented drag in y'all scene. Like I don't have to like prove all of those like things to you. And the fact that you think that I have to like prove like and this is no shade to pageant queens because I do think there is like a space for pageants, and I do think pageant like people who like go through the pageant circuit are like super fierce entertainers. But like the idea that you're telling somebody like you have to do drag like a certain way to be part of this like scene is just so like shitty to me. Like so it was kind of one of those things. Once I seen like season 2 of Dragula, I was like, I would like this is my show. This is like a show for somebody who doesn't want to raise the ranks like, you know, like regularly. Like they want to. This is like the whole premise of the show is like going on your own path. So I was like, hey y'all, it's me, Saint.
No, I feel like I had some similarities in terms of like Chicago. Like I did literally every single competition for a whole year, and if someone who's very weird like me, it was a battle of like, do I do the drag that's gonna make me win, or do I do the thing that's gonna make me happy? And those usually were not the same thing. A lot of the times, you know, and so it became a thing of sitting down and being like, okay, I've done enough competitions. Y'all seen what I can do. I'm gonna start just advocating for myself to be booked, and then figuring out how do I make it so that way people coming up now don't have to go through literally every single competition, because I'm someone that like not that TV's out of the question, but very much so like that's not my end goal, is to end up on TV. And so for me it was a lot of like, okay, how do I make it so that people don't feel like they need to do 50 competitions in order to be seen, in, you know, in creating spaces where it's like we can do stuff, or if it's a competition, it feels worth it for the performer. I'm not opposed to competitions if it feels worth it. Because some
competitions do like help you grow as
either grow, or you're getting paid for the work you're doing, or you're getting prizes that are worth it, or people that will book you and actually like lead to something. And that I'm here for. I'm like, make it worth it, make it worth the work, because at the end of the day, competitions are still performances and entertainment for the night. And so it's a matter of like, okay, how do we make sure that people are still getting something out of it for the performer? And definitely there were some that I did that I was like, this was definitely free labor.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of performers go through that, sitting there being like, was this free labor?
Sometimes it's just about like wanting a stage to be on, like, you know,
and
like,
wanting a space to perform and feeling comfortable.
Because that's what was happening for me when I started drag. It was just like, Diva, I don't fucking care. I don't even want to get paid at that time. I just want to be out there. And it just seemed like they were like, Diva, unless you're doing it this way. And I'm just like, y'all, I don't want to do it this way. Like, I'm like I'm doing it, like, but not how y'all want me to.
Very that. Yeah, and I think we're fortunate in Chicago that we are branching out and having a lot of spaces. Because I feel like I know a lot of other cities is not always the case where like sometimes it really is like if you're not doing X, Y, and Z, like you're not getting booked, and so it's hard. Yeah.
And this was no shade to Atlanta now, because I know Atlanta has like went through its like they've really advanced a lot, and there's like a lot of cool like entertainers there now who weren't there because I started drag like 6-7 years ago. So like the landscape has changed, but back then it was like Diva, Dumas, gay Atlanta newcomer, average size, whatever the name of the pageant was. Like I'm like okay.
Very that, and I think a lot of people feel pigeonholed into stuff that they're like, this is not me, like and so it's great when you have opportunities to grow, but definitely like I think drag it's been really great to see a lot of drag scenes change and make it a little easier to just do you and be booked for it.
I'm looking at myself in the monitor. I'm like, damn girl, you thick.
I'm
thick tubby.
Right, I'm here for some, thick thighs save lives. Right. In my case, they resuscitate me often. Any other questions? Ooh, okay. Hey, friend.
Thank you, Luke, for going to get them. I really appreciate you, dog.
Okay, hey, friend. What's your question? Hello.
If Erica was eliminated to the first episode, do you think they would have brought her back?
Ooh.
Yeah, I would like to think so. No, I think it was like meant to be like a 2-part episode because they haven't brought the voting back. Right. I think it was like a tool to like push because you have to imagine none of these people have their phones. They're separated from like any lifelines. Because I even know for me, I was like when I was doing it, it was just like a panic the whole time. Like who can you lean on? You don't really trust anybody there. Like, you say something to the wrong person, then like everybody fucking knows. So you're just kind of like to yourself with your thoughts. But I do feel like they would have brought Erica back.
Also, she wasn't the worst one last week either. Like, I feel like she was also pissed because she was like, I didn't get the worst critiques. Why am I being, like, she wasn't the top of the week, but she also wasn't the worst. And so, like...
And plus, it, plays with your head when you're there, because you might be seeing something, and you're just thinking in your head, like, ooh, this person's going to go home, and then, like, they don't. And then you're like, why do you like this person over me? Like, y'all seen that on the Ghost Ship Glamour episode. Like, I was pissed. I was like, look at me. This is all fucking new, you assholes. Like, and then they were like, oh, girl, sit down and shut up. Like,
and you're like, ooh.
So it's all like every like drag television show is like a head game. Like they're playing like head games with everybody. So they're looking again like you don't have nobody to call or to rely on to be like, hey girl, am I crazy? If you ask somebody, they'll like be like, she thinks she's crazy, y'all. Like, send her home next week. So
right. Yeah, we're like, oh, we're like, hold on now. I didn't. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, I'm gonna. Actually,
you want me to get that? Okay.
I'm just gonna stay down here. Okay. Hold up.
I feel like I should help.
I'm getting my cardio in. Hey, friend. Okay. What's your question?
Oh God.
So not to get anyone in trouble, but I know you didn't think Kendra should be in the bottom. Who else would you have put there with Yovska?
All right, who gonna cut this out? Because do y'all want to have a real conversation or yeah?
Just based off of what she saw, who do you think should have gone home or been in the bottom? Right in the bottom, right? Okay.
I personally felt like maybe here we go, y'all. We're gonna cut this out of it, so I felt like it could have been Coco. Her look wasn't giving as much, you know what I mean? Like. And it was one of those things that this is a Titan season and everybody there. Like, we've seen all these people on, like, a 10. So, like, I want to see, like, everybody at a 10 all the time. So, like, I just felt like maybe not even to go home. Maybe just to, like, sometimes you got to be in the bottom to feel like you need to try harder.
That's fair. Yeah. And I feel like it was one of those things where, like, once you took the hat off, we lost the biggest part of her silhouette. It's very much of, like, okay, like... Yeah. And I think that's the same critique they had for Yoska as well, was like, once if the hat's off, does it still read as the character?
And like, I feel like if I was a judge of a show like this, if I knew who I was going to send home, just if I felt like somebody felt like they were doing really well, occasionally I'd be like, okay, y'all two in the bottom, just because I like need that person to like step it up.
That's fair.
So.
You know, I feel like being the bottom really lights fire into a lot of
It
people's
does.
asses. They're like,
Absolutely.
ooh, okay, right.
Because I remember the last season, I was just thinking like, child, like who gonna stop her? And then like they threw me in the bottom, and I'm just like, y'all, anybody could go. Like,
right, you're like, it's real, y'all.
I was like, they really just don't care.
Very that. All right, I saw a hand back here.
Here, I feel like I want to help you. I just feel so bad.
Do you want to run around? Oh,
Yeah,
you
let's
get that
run
side.
around.
I'll get this
Okay.
side. Okay, I'm gonna bring it over
make sure
here.
my coochie ain't falling out. Ooh, these stairs.
You okay? You better get into the Mary J. Blige of it all. Okay. What's your question, friend?
This is actually the first episode of Dracula I've ever seen, so I'm like Googling everyone's name and shit.
Welcome to the world of Dragula. We love to see it.
Right, so when Yaska randomly turned on Coco and was like, I don't even know why you're talking. So yeah, I was wondering, I was like, do y'all think she's just lashing out because she was in the bottom, or because she genuinely was like, why is she not in the bottom? Because I also didn't think Coco's looked.
That's okay. Your opinion is valid. I feel that we've seen that before. When you go back and rewatch the other seasons, you'll see other people do, when they're in that like final moment, they do flip out. We've seen what was it? Astra did that. She had a meltdown. A lot of people have meltdowns because they're panicking. They're like, oh my God, I could go home. You know, like Astra literally like turned on her team members and was like, it's y'all's fault. You know, like, people do that all the time. You know, people are stressed out and nervous and they start pointing fingers.
I just feel like you just start saying like anybody at that point.
Yeah.
So,
No
okay,
way of that.
who got some more questions? Wait, who? I can't see. Okay, nobody.
Is that the end of our Q&A?
All right.
Sickening. Well, I think we got some really cool advancement in the show so far, and I'm excited to see next week. Dun-dun-dun. I don't know what the challenges are going to be, but I'm gagged because some people brought some really good stuff in their suitcases. The girls are, some of the girls are ready for a battle. I feel that. Some of the girls are stepping the game up as they go along.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's that.
And that's that. Sickening. We're going to continue on. We're going to perform. Are y'all ready for that? Yes. I'm gagged. And we also have our competition of carnage afterwards. Ooh, which will have 3 local performers battle it out for the title of Ultimate Carnage. I didn't think about what the title is. Crown of Carnage. The prize is $100.
Yeah. It's brought to you by us.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Brought to you by Roscoe.
We are not the Boulet.
Listen, I'm moving. I'm broke. No, but no, truly, I'm so excited. They're about to turn it out. We're going to turn it out. Yeah. Yeah, let's clear the stage.
Y'all ready? Okay.
Bye, YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in.